Hello everyone, this is Lolly. I want to share with you these Holbein colored pencils. They're called Holbein artist colored pencils, and there is the full range of colors, which is 150 colors. During Creativation Plus this year, I was able to connect with two of the reps from Holbein. One of them was the half owner of the company. So learned a lot, was very excited. I had actually reached out to them because being a Prismacolor junkie since the very beginning, that is all I have been using, and I am so ready for a change. And guess what? The winds are changing away from Prismacolor, people. And then I started watching other videos saying, yep, there is a dissatisfaction that is really stirring with Prismacolor. I started using Prismacolor when they were called Barrel Prismacolor, and then since then they have sold and they've moved their operations to Mexico, and it's just the quality has changed, and breakage is a serious issue with those pencils. So when I saw that Holbein was going to be there at Creativation Plus and have a virtual booth, I reached out to them and said that I was interested in, because I saw they had colored pencils that really tweaked my interest. So what I did, I was planning on, because they are open stock, I was planning on buying maybe 4 or 5 colored pencils that would work together in a color range so that I could try blending and playing around with those just to get a feel for them before buying the entire set. Well, they graciously decided to send me their 312 sets. So they have these 312s. There's the pastel tones, there's the design tone, and the basic tone set. So I will show you. They're in tin boxes. They say push on these corners. It helps it to pop up right there. You could see the colors right here. And I want to show you. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so we have the end is dipped, so it's not the open end. I really love the finished look of that. Next up, the production code. See, right here, very, very end. It's just kind of etched in there. I know this doesn't want to. Let me come down here and zoom in this way. This makes it easier. Then we have the color number. It's like OP347. Then we have the color, cobalt blue. Then you have the star rating. Now, of their colors, they have 150 colors. 100 of those are 3-star color light fast rating. It's a 7-inch pencil, 3.8 millimeter core diameter, and the barrel of the pencil itself is 7.8 millimeter. Okay, so I'm going to open the other ones and show you what those, oh, they have a really good feel to them, I want to tell you. I do like, oops, I forgot, push this. I do like this, and this is the design tone. I do like pencils that have the barrel is the color, instead of, for instance, the barrel all being brown, for instance, and then, oh, here's my set. Ooh, love those pastels. So those are those colors right there. And I don't have calipers with me. I should borrow my husband's calipers. Their Holbein pencils are slightly bigger round than the Prismacolor. This is a Prismacolor right here on the left. Oops, put that back where that goes. These are beautiful. What I want to do, I'm going to sharpen all these so that I can play. And it's normal for colored pencils not to come with a super sharp tip because they ship so much easier. Then I have stamped out using waffle flower color swatch stamp set. I stamped this out, but all these boxes were so close together, I wanted room to write. So I just stamped out the top 2 boxes and then stamped them out again. And this is on Strathmore colored pencil paper. And then I am going to write the names, or the color number and name of each of the colors above this line, below that line, above this line, below that line. I'm going to swatch them out, and I will punch holes and put this in my Elizabeth Craft Designs Planner, Essentials Planner. Okay, so I have all of those sharpened, as you can see. It's beautiful. I will give you a link down below to the pencil sharpener that I use. And what I'm going to do for each of these, I wrote here basic tones, and then I'm going to, let me get this to spin around. You see these little boxes have divisions in them. It's not necessary for what I usually do. So what I'm going to do is to start with a color and lightly shade it to, darker to pale, and then go over and really kind of burnish hard with the color in that first little square though. So I'm starting off with the canary yellow, and I'm going to do this real time at first anyway, and then I'm going to speed up for all the other colors. So when you're using colored pencils, especially when you're blending, you want to hold the pencil loosely and sort of toward the end. You can go back over and you can hit it again and get several layers. And then when I speed this process up, I'm going to talk more about the pencils themselves and the company. So when I want to come in here and get this a little heavier, I'm going to hold the pencil a little closer toward the tip. It's very creamy. After I get these color swatches done, we will want to go through and blend some colors together, maybe work on a project together. Okay, so let me zoom in a little better here. There you go. So this is the canary yellow. It's working beautifully on this paper. It's really phenomenal. I mean, when I, as a child, was using, colored pencils like Crayola, colored pencils, and the first time I got a hold of a Barrel Prismacolor, oh my goodness, what a game changer that was, because the creaminess was just awe-inspiring. And this also has a very, very creamy blend to it. It's beautiful. And these are oil-based as opposed to the Prismacolor, which are wax-based. Okay, and now I'm going to do the rest of the basic tones sped up. The Holbein company is a Japanese company that has been around since 1900, and they have captured 65% of the Asian market share with their art products. They employ 6 color chemists on staff, and that is amazing. Although most known for their watercolors, they also have 19 lines of pigments for the serious artist, and they have a line of water-soluble oil paints, and they also have 36 colors of gesso. They are not sold on Amazon, so you will need to go to your art stores or to places like Dick Blick, etc. online. These pencils first launched in 1993, but they took a while to reach the U.S. due to the need to get the approved product seal, which they have obtained. This product seal identifies art materials that are safe and certified in a toxicological evaluation by an expert that they contain no materials in sufficient quantities to be toxic or injurious to humans, including children, and that they will not cause acute or chronic health problems. Of the 150 colors of these pencils, 100 of them have a 3-star color fast, light fast rating. The pencils are 7 inches long with a 3.8 millimeter core diameter and a 7.8 millimeter barrel diameter. Their Melts product, which I will show you after this color swatching, works only with their line. It is a colored pencil blender to blend your colors and give them kind of a brushed on watercolor look. And it is much safer than using some of the mineral spirits that we have typically used for colored pencils. The colored pencils come in a variety of sets, and they, as you can see based on what I have shared, they have 3 sets each of 12 colors. There is the basic colors, the designer's tones, and the pastel tones. Those are all 3 in the metal tins. They also have a 24 set of assorted colors in a metal box. They have a 36 set of assorted colors in a metal box. They have a 50 set of assorted colors in a cardboard box, 100 assorted colors in a cardboard box, 100 colors in a wood box, and if you have to have everything and you want them all, you can get all 150 colors in a cardboard box. Also, you can get those in a wood box. So there are many varieties to choose from. Also, on a side note, it is best not to eat, snack, chew gum, or smoke while you are working on any artistic project.
It is not good to have the constant hand-to-mouth movement when we are getting our hands in art supplies and also touching our mouths. And depending on which projects or products you're using, you could be introducing other toxic materials into your body through this hand-to-mouth motion. Although these products here are listed as safe. So now I'm finishing up here back to my project. You can see I'm finishing up in my pastels and we're getting ready to move on to the next thing.
So there we have the 3 sets that I have here. So again, the design tones, the basic tones, and the pastels, and that both the designs and the basics have the black and white in them, which is actually a good thing because you do use a lot of your blacks and whites. Okay, so let's play around with these. Okay, so I have this little dragonfly that I drew on colored pencil paper. And I'm going to use, I know the pastels, but maybe also this color here. Let's see which one I like better. Maybe the Viridian from the Design Tone set, and then some of these pastels. You just have to figure out, you know, how dark you want this to be. You know, we could color very lightly, and you can always just make it up as you go along and keep increasing. Getting a little more toward the center here. And I think I want to increase the intensity up in here. You know, dragonfly wings are rather translucent, so maybe this isn't the best coloring example because, you know, we're not going to be doing as many blending techniques here. But I want to introduce a little bit of some pink in here. And some of this lavender here. This one is the mauve, but I'm covering it over the Viridian and the pink. Because I don't want to have harsh lines in between the two colors. Very, very lightly coloring in that right there. But I'm going to cover some more of this in here. And I'm going to get a lighter turquoise because I have that dark Viridian color in there. I want to get in it with a little bit more of a lighter color to bring that down into the lavender somewhat. Okay, now I'm going to do the rest of these wings off camera. But I think I want a little bit more of this, kind of a hint of that coming in off the bottom. Okay. But I also want to do something for his little body here. And I think I need the basic tone set for that because we have some browns here.
And I kind of like the idea of using, you know, grays and blacks. So let me just get a light color in here going. And I've got the umber here. The first one was burnt sienna. This is umber. So I'm going to give this a general coat of the burnt sienna. And I want to hit that again with the burnt umber. And I'm going to bring in a little bit of the black here. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of the body the same way that I just did that off camera, and I will show you the results at the end. But what I want to do now is I want to show you this, which is their Melts product. And that basically takes the colored pencil and turns it into essentially a watercolor pencil. In other words, it dissolves the pencil, and it only works with their pencils. So let me get a little tray out. I have just a little bit of silicone here. I'm hoping that's not going to be too glary. What I want to show you is you do not need to lay down as much of the colored pencil in order to get this to work. If we want this to be really translucent, I'm going to do a very light line right here. Now with a pastel, you would need to do a little more pencil than this. Okay, I think that's fine. I'm just going to put a little dot of this. I can do it right out of the bottle, but all it takes is a little dab. And I'm actually going to get my paper wet underneath here. And this is not watercolor paper, so it would probably be better to go ahead and draw this onto watercolor paper. But getting my paper wet underneath this helps me to blend this out a little better. You see how it just dissolves that beautifully? And that little line of the colored pencil has enabled me to carry this all the way down here. And especially if you're looking for a nice translucent wing, that's all you need to do. So let me zoom in a little bit here. There you go. But if you want to bring in another color, let's say that we do want to add some lavender. Just a hint of it right there. The more pastel colors, you would need a little more of the pencil to really get the vibrancy. I didn't let my ink dry very well, and so it's smudging a little bit of my ink. But that just gives the wings a little hint of color right there. So look how easy that is. Let's choose a different color for the bottom wings. Let's go with this, and this is the apple green. It's a somewhat lighter color, so I think I'm going to bring this in a little heavier because I have not tried this with the melts. Again, I'm getting my paper a little damp underneath it just to make the blending easier. Make sure you use a really good waterproof ink when you're drawing these out. Okay, now let's give it some pink down here. And the less color I lay down, the more translucent these wings will become. But you could add 2 or 3 colors to each wing and bring that out. So it really gives it a nice translucent look. And say I want to kind of connect the two by giving this one some of the look there. I actually went into my paper is not, dry, because it's got that melts on it, and it really gives it a nice fuzzy look there. So you can see the complete difference between this and that, and how you're going to have, some of the grainy look. I didn't burnish those colors heavily into the paper because I'm wanting it to be a softer look, but, just so gorgeous there. I think this is going to be really pretty there. And it looks like I need to draw my wings a little better. So thank you for watching. Make sure you look at the links down below. This is definitely a great artist quality color pencil line. I think you will be thrilled with it. I will give you links to Dick Blick. These are not available on Amazon. They're only available through places like Dick Blick and your local art supply stores.